What is good, guys? It's Ronald Bang, also known as Youcapper from Sportsmemo.com, and we got my guy Kevin Braudis. Youcapper and Kevin Braudis presents The Cycle, and we're killing it, bro. The first three episodes, all three profitable. Let's just recap what happened in the last show. I just had it up too. So last show we went 3-1, 3 hits and only 1K. We hit our single, the 1 unit play, the Rangers first 5 run line. Our double, we also hit that as well. Cardinals, Marlins over 7.5. Our triple is the one that we missed out on. Tyler Wells, they didn't let him pitch long enough, in my opinion. We had him at over 4.5 Ks. I think he ended at 3, right, KB?
Yeah, man, that one hurt really bad.
Yeah.
He had a perfect game going in the fifth. He allowed one hit, and then he got
Yep.
pulled. That
That was wild.
Yep.
Yeah, and he had a low pitch count, I think, as well.
63 pitches. Trust me,
Exact.
Kabang. Don't bring it back up.
And then our home run, we hit the plus 145 on the A's run line. Can't believe there was a chance at the money line there too on the first 5.
Right.
But that was cool. 3-1. Let's try to get into it and get a good run again today here on the cycle. First off, our home run play. We got the White Sox and the Angels under 7.5. This one really here has to do with the strong pitching duel between Shohei Ohtani and Michael Kopech, both with a sub-3 ERA, both with a 1.01 WHIP. Ohtani has gone under in 4 straight games now, all season long, 4-2 to the under at home, and teams are averaging just 3.3 runs per game in those 6 games. On the other side, Kopech has been strong to the under all season long as well. White Sox are 8-4-1 to the under when he's on the mound. On the road, specifically 4-2 to the under. Opposing teams are averaging just 2.5 runs per game in those 6 games. From a bat perspective, it's well documented that the White Sox hit well against lefties, but against righties, they struggle just a tad bit more. So I can see them struggling here to get runs in this one. So we just need Kopech to really limit the Angels enough to keep the total under, which he definitely is capable of doing. For his standards, I feel like he's gone 2 bad games in a row, and I think he's going to have like a nice bounce back performance here from him today. KB, anything to add on that one?
Yeah, you're so right. I'm going to break down Kopech a little bit more, getting into his strikeout prop, but you're so right on that. And I do think if people don't pay attention, like, yes, you can look at just box scores and numbers, but if you look, he was coming back from a knee injury on that Texas start. Then he has to go to Houston. He was a little banged up. And then last game, the bench is cleared. Again, he's kind of had the 2 rough starts these last 2 games, but I do think this is a perfect time for him to shove versus the Angels. So I do like that play a ton, Kabang.
Yeah. Like you just said too, from a surface level, you could just look at his most recent games and be like, oh, he only pitched like 3 innings per game.
Right.
But you need to understand that third game, 3 games ago, he only pitched 2/3 of an inning.
Yep.
Because of that injury. So make sure you guys do your due diligence and really look into the details of the game here. On that note, let's go to that triple because you said you want to go deep into Kopech here. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's dive into him. So Michael Kopech, man, he is a White Sox pitcher. He's 6'3", 26 years old, 210 pounds. Again, he brings in a pitch arsenal that I really like, a 4-seam fastball. It's 95 to 96. I saw somebody tweeting out that his velocity is down. His velocity is not down right now. He was kind of switching up his speeds on his fastball to see what was working and what wasn't. I really do love this fastball that he has, and it brings in a slider, a curveball, and a changeup. If you look at his pitch arsenal, Kabang, it's very similar to Justin Verlander, and I know that's giving him a lot of hype, but it really is. Kopech has a lot of the same spin rate and horizontal and vertical movement on his pitches. When you look at Justin Verlander, he's faced the Angels before. He went 5 innings, 7 Ks. And everybody knows the Angels, they strike out a ton. Second most in baseball, striking out 9.4 times a game. And that will, looking at their last 3, even more, 25.2% clip, swinging strike rate. Kopech is known for his Ks. It's only an 8.2 K per 9 this year for the guy. But looking at that spin rate, like I keep bringing up, it's some of the best pitches in baseball as far as movement goes. A 10% swinging strike rate. And if you look at past seasons, throw out the 2021 season where he had a 13.3 K per 9 because he was coming out of the bullpen. But if you look at past years when he did start, All these K per nines were in the 9s and the 10s, man. This is a perfect spot. No overthinking this, man. The Angels strike out a ton, and these pitches that Kopech throws, the slider, the four-seam fastball, are going to give the Angels trouble. I really do believe it, and he'll also mix in that curve, and I think this is a perfect time to take Kopech's Ks over 5.5. That is my play, man, and the Angels do strike out versus righties more. Just don't overthink it. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense here too. And like the reason why I brought up, his last three starts and like the average number of innings pitched is because we want him to at least go around 5 innings in this one. And someone just looking at the surface level of detail, thinking that he only pitches like 3.5, 4 innings, that's gonna confuse him. And other thing to note too, he struck out like the Dodgers 8 times, and he struck out the Yankees 7 times, I believe. So he's able to do this against top teams.
And sometimes he looks unhittable, man. In that Dodgers game, he only gave up 1 hit. He only gave up 1 hit to the Yankees twice in 6 innings and 7 innings pitched. This guy has the ability to go out there and shove, and that's why I'm glad we're on the under as well, Kabang. I think this does look
it's like correlated, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so let's go to the double here. The Tigers team total over 3.5 plus 115. I initially was looking at the run line here, and KB was like, "Nah, I don't trust Garcia."
Right.
I believe you, and I trust you. So yeah, you can go over and take on this one real quick.
Yeah, so I was gonna go Tigers first 5 over 1.5, but I decided to go full game. Everybody gets this line on the team total over 3.5. We got better plus money plus 115. They're going up against Alex Wood. Alex Wood is nothing special, and he is also a lefty. And if for anybody that doesn't know or likes to talk shit on the Tigers, yeah, they're not that great, but their lineup has been getting better. Versus lefties this season, they're hitting 264 with a much better OPS, almost a 700 OPS, slugging almost 400. And when you look at a guy like Alex Wood, what he brings to the table, it is nothing special. Again, righties hitting 302 off him, and you already know what the Tigers are going to do. They're going to stack a lot of righties. You look at the form Alex Wood is in too, allowing 4 earned runs or more in his last 2 starts versus the Braves and the Pirates. I think this is a bad spot for him going up against the Tigers. There's no reason why the Giants are minus 215 favorites. I don't care how bad Garcia is. I do think the Tigers have a shot to win this game, but let's just get smart, Kabang, worry about our runs, and let's take the team total over 3.5. I love this matchup that the Tigers have today going up against Alex Wood. I think we could see 4 runs in the first 5. I know that's a bold prediction, but even if we only get 2 or 3, I think we can get 2 off the bullpen.
Yeah, if we're just looking at recent form for the Tigers too, lefties, they're hitting over 300 in their last, I think, 4 games. So that's interesting to know too, going against lefties on the road, home road split as well. On the road, they're averaging almost a full run more than they are against lefties than they are against righties. So like you said, this is really just a good spot for them to really take advantage of the starting left-handed pitcher who's really in bad form right now, in Alex Wood. So I love this play a lot as well.
And one thing I did want to mention too, Kabang, we all know what Alex Wood brings. It's just a sinker and a slider. It's 2 pitches, and he'll occasionally work in a changeup, but he's really just a fastball kind of guy, 92, 85. He'll stay around there on all his pitches, and I think the Tigers throwing out 8 righties against Alex Wood is the perfect thing, and we can't ask for anything different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I feel it right here. And so our last game is the 1-unit play, and this is we're gonna be looking at the Marlins here. I think Andre Payante, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. He's a pretty young pitcher. I know the Cardinals. He's kind of seen a little bit of success with them early, but I think we're gonna see a little bit of regression here. This is what I'm thinking. There's about a 2.25 difference between his ERA and his FIP. That kind of points me to a little bit of regression, especially with him being so young. Alcantara on the other side for the Marlins, he's a straight beast. I think as the Marlins are 7-3 as favorites when he's on the mound, he's getting okay run support, only just about 4.3 runs per game in those games. But because Alcantara goes so deep into his games, like 7 innings or so, he really does most of the work for the W's. Teams are averaging just 2.8 runs in those 10-game sample size. To me, I'm pretty much betting on the clear pitching advantage for the Marlins here. From a betting standpoint, Cards hits lefties better at home than they do righties, so that bodes well for Alcantara as well. Marlins aren't an offensive juggernaut, but I think they do well against righties on the road, better than they do against lefties. So that's another thing to note as well. So I think we can really just ask the Marlins to just get a couple runs here and let Alcantara do most of the damage. What are your thoughts on this one?
Say it louder, baby. We're fading my St. Louis Cardinals, and I love this spot for the Marlins. I really do. The pitcher for the Cardinals, he's the 15th ranked prospect for us. He's very young, 23 years old. He has played in 22 games this year, Kabang, but all those games are really coming out of the bullpen. He only has 4 starts, and when you look at his pitch arsenal, he deserves to be in the bullpen. He has an up on his fastball and an up on his slider, but this curveball can be a little funky for him. So I agree. I do think this is the time to be fading him and not backing him. I get the Cardinals bats can be good at times, but Sandy on the hill, we're going to trust our guy Sandy. And also, if you look at the Marlins, they hit righties better, and you can look at recent splits too, and they've been a little down, but I think this is a perfect spot to attack them. Again, give me them. They're hitting versus righties this year, 253 average with an OPS of 732. I love the top of this order, and I think they break out today, and we see some runs. So give me the Marlins first 5. I think the Cardinals will struggle, and all we need is probably 2 out of the Marlins. So I like this play a lot, Kabang.
Yeah, and if we're talking about the Cardinals, there's one guy that I trust, which is you, because you're a Cardinals fan. So if you're fading the Cardinals, you know it's more than it's your brain, not your heart. You know what I mean?
You got to pick your spots. You got to pick your spots out here.
Exactly. Yep. All right, so that's our 4 plays, guys. Let me just run through them real quick. Our home run, our 0.25 unit. White Sox Angels under 7.5 runs plus 100. Our triple is the 0.75 unit. Kopech over 5.5 Ks at minus 120. Our double, our 0.75 unit there is Tigers team total over 3.5 plus 115. And our single, our full unit bet is the Marlins money line minus 120. KB, let's go for 4 straight winning shows to start this cycle series, man.
Let's do it, brother. I'm pumped up, man. And 8 hits, 4 Ks, we'll take that every time, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we're not doing ridiculous units and stuff like that. We're doing reasonable units here that make sense. All right, guys. Anything to promote before we go, bud?
No, man, I'm just happy to be doing the show 3 times a week for you. I appreciate everybody checking us out. Again, it's the cycle, doing something different. Not a lot of people are doing, going over 4 plays we really like and keeping it short and sweet. And hopefully we can all cash and make some money, Kabang.
Yes, sir. So this is the end of the show, guys. Thanks to all who tuned in on YouTube and on Twitter. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button before you bounce. Make sure you check out the links in the description down there as well. There's a link to KB's daily podcast. So if you want to see him and hear him every single day, he has a podcast with his homie Riley. It's called the Bettors Box Podcast. There's a link down there, so definitely check that out. And as always, I have to end with this, guys. Please remember, whether you fade us or follow us, it's on you to make that call. Good luck on all your actions. Until next time. Peace.